Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good early morning. This message is out for a few people here in Quebec. Not far from where I live, they had a simple little protest the other day, and two people got smashed in the head for no reason at all. Some of these protests are being staged. This is a thought I had last year about me becoming MrTacpans. Okay, that they would come against me as a staged effort to eliminate those who are telling the truth of their vision. It is very important what our visions are, because it's within the vision that the truth is held. I mean, it must be held somewhere. So you must watch out. Pour tous les Québécois, mon nom c'est Ronald, MrTacpans. Ça fait quasiment 7 ans que je travaille après un projet pour trouver Dieu et la vérité de la vie. Toutes les des protestations que vous faites, faut faire bien attention, ok? Si tu sais que c'est quoi en anglais une stage, ok? C'est une personne qui représente vous autres, ok? Comme un protesteur, et en même temps, il travaille avec les polices. Il veut qu'il y ait une bataille, que la prochaine fois, il peut mettre plus des armes dans les bras de supposément notre police. C'est incroyable et écœurant comment une personne qui naît et vit sur la terre, qui va prendre le côté de le mauvais bord. C'est quasiment impossible de faire du quoi ici, ou n'importe où. Simplement, tu veux une dépanneur, si tu n'es pas une couche-tard, une bonne histoire, puis beaucoup d'argent, tu ne peux pas avoir une. Pas juste pour bâtir ou construire, mais il y a trop de dépanneurs. Puis pour les pauvres, on n'a pas de droit. Présentement, ils enlèvent tous les droits, tous les endroits qu'on peut mettre une dépanneur. Maintenant, c'est juste pour les maisons. C'est-à-dire qu'il tout le temps après nous autres. Il ne veut pas que tout le monde est égal. Si tout le monde est égal en argent, on peut prendre charge de la société. Mais nous autres, OK, à cause de tous les taxes et toutes les autres choses qui prennent plus de temps que c'est supposé, juste pour être sûr que nous autres, on ne peut pas monter. Juste pour être sûr qu'on ne peut pas monter. So what I have said here in French basically is that a lot of protests for any of the good stuff, staged. That's what it started to read. I read an article on Facebook. This does not come from me, part of it. Another part of it came from a French newspaper around me, in where two college students were protesting and they got hit over the head by the police. I don't think the police really understand what it means, liberty. And I don't think really anybody is going to stand in and start to teach these people, because this whole thing that we're in right now, this whole place we live in, is a staged asset. I'm not too sure, but at least we know what's coming off. The other thing I was going to say is last year, okay, while I was doing my videos, I had a couple of weird things happening, and they're still happening here and there. And what's good for me is they're happening towards the side of God, and they're happening towards the side of evil. For some reason, I'm able to see, and I had to move out last year for 3 months. There was some sort of attack that came into this house, not only physical when I wasn't here, but mentally, what I picked up from it. Another thing I wanted to say is, and I'm not finished with this, is that I'm still working on the size of the Earth's core and movement and rotation. Because what I've come up with right now, okay, is that we have one day that is more than the 52nd week in the year, plus a quarter, which equals 30 hours. But in the leap year, okay, they reduce that all and it shrinks. So that means the 30 hours times 0.25 equals to 7.25 degrees, or is it degrees, or is it just the size of the core compared to the rest of the earth, how it works, the center of the earth, either the hamburger side of the earth this way or the hamburger side of the earth this way, right? You pull it apart, you pull it apart. Everything is tic-tac-toe. First you got to fork this way, and then after that, I mean, it's this way. They cannot be together, or they can't move. They cannot exist together, but they exist together because of the passage, okay? The passage on this fork, does anybody know where it is? It's here. It's here, and it's here. This is the fork. You cannot go through this unless you cut it open. Well, therefore, it'll become a passage after that, I guess. Of course, everybody keeps asking me, why do I guess so often? Well, the guess is my belief. My knowledge on what I find before I even take the guess is my knowledge of understanding of the truth. So for me, it's the truth. But to tell you, as I'm cocksure about everything I do, you would think I'm pretty much insane. But that's okay, because a lot of them do. You're crazy, you're this, you're that. I don't care what anybody says. There's no way that anybody can actually stop me from what I'm doing, because I'm home, because I have a pen, because I have paper, because I have the rules of life, because I have 24 or 42 spots on the golf ball, because of the way Jupiter can separate, because of the smoke that goes up. Let me tell you another thing, the way it works, okay? I just walked in my bathroom. I have a black light, and I'm looking at the black light while it's lit. And inside the light, it's violet. The violet light or the violent light? Now, what color is that little piece inside that gives the light? If it's yellow, the yellow, okay, with the black light will cause thus a color. Which brings me down to the question on, God said he made the heavens and the earth. He made the day separate the night. When I think of day separating the night, you know what I see? I see a blue sky, baby blue, and then I see a navy blue sky. So how does that light from the size of this earth actually stop compared to the size of the sun? It makes no sense to me. Although I'm not a physicist, a scientist, or anything of the sort, I'm just telling you what doesn't make any sense to me. Okay? So what I believe is that I'm going to try and show you if I could. I believe that this is what we live in. Okay? Excuse me, hold on a second. This is what we live in. This, okay, is our sky. Now what's going to happen is when the sky turns around from the day to the night, right now we live here and it's dark, right? We live here, it's dark. But as this turns around during the day, the same sky is no longer up there, and now it's bright. I have a funny feeling it's all slatted like this so we can see the stars at night, but it's not as easy to see the same during the day, and that's why NASA keeps on moving their equipment to certain places so they can get the actual view. Because you all know that if you stand on one part of the earth and draw a line, you can see exactly what you'll be able to see in the sky. Well, the same thing for the sky, except when it's light in the sky, the sun is much more powerful than the dark of the night. Okay, which is another complication, because the sun is pretty weird. You know, it's just pretty weird that it's not brighter than it is, but it is brighter than it is, because at night we see almost a navy blue sky. So the question is, are there slats or slants so that we can see through it? Is there anything higher than 400 miles above the earth? Now, 400 miles above the earth, right? Now, does anybody make a building 1 mile high, 2 miles high? No. But you can go and build in the ocean. And the only thing that's going to attack you in the stability is the underneath current. So why was there Atlantis? Well, that's up to you to figure it out. I figured out my way. And if I tell you my way, you won't go to your way the way it is. The other thing is, has anybody ever seen one of these? This card is under arrest. We're making this card under arrest. This is 4, and this is 4. Those are the values. And this is the 10-10 world we live. 4 and 4 totals 28. The 28 days of February are right here. The only thing you're missing from this card is the 2 card. The minute you have the 2 card, the 2 goes here. The 2 goes here. If you had the 3 card, 1 would go here, 1 would go here, 1 would go here. And then we start creating the world. Is the world flat? Well, you know what? When everything starts out in this world, everything begins flat. How do I know? Well, I'll explain it to you. Pretty much flat, eh? Got it all done on the flat surface. Hard to work on a round surface. I was doing some welding and some grinding today, and I made a few discoveries upon in which I will say one day, but right now the discoveries I made are still in the works of understanding why I'm viewing it on the same angle as everything else. For now, we're going to say thank you very much. I am Raphael, MrTacpans, 7286. So anyways, let me get back to, there's one thing I didn't finish, is that the 30 hours that we have a year that make the Earth movement of 7.25, There's something more to that, and that's only the primary, because 30 hours at 0.25 is actually supposed to equal to 75. Okay? 75. 30 hours, 360 degrees, and continue on the hours and how much it is. There should be a hollow area, and that hollow area, which is the 1 day in 0.25, is somewhere lost. And either it's inside the core or it's part of the core, and the reason that the Earth is slowed for that day and a quarter, because 30 hours means creation of man. So that flow has to be the continuous creation of man, and it's slowed down like the boat in the ocean when it goes, and it's regulated in knots, because I'm not sure if it's the ocean that moves this way while the boat's going that way. I'm not sure exactly how that moves, but it's basically upon the same simple oh my God. What else are we going to do? I'm going to have to stop it right here because I lost my vision. I'm just going to say I went to take one of my I take salmon oil pills regularly, and for the first time I forgot that it was in my mouth and I bit on it. Oh my God! I think I got sardines in my throat, but that's okay, because the police that are surrounding us, the element that's keeping us away from the truth, is all in front of us. Raphael 7286. But before I go, there's absolutely no way I will not mention Ron Paul. Everybody must know Ron Paul. Doesn't matter if he's running for president. We must know Ron Paul for the words he speaks. He speaks the words of the truth. Why and who am I to base and know of what truth is? Well, if we all believe in liberty, then he speaks the truth. Raphael 7286. Be my friend as I want to be yours.